Sorry, y'all. I got another order. I'm gonna go shop really quick and then I'm officially done for the day. It's just really easy to let my situation get to me and, you know, start feeling sorry for myself and start, you know, just comparing and complaining about being in this situation. I know it's not helping me to have, you know, that type of attitude, because it just makes you feel way worse, and it also makes you feel like you can't do anything about it. So I don't like to have that type of attitude. I also think sometimes it's harder to fix that. It's harder to get out of that mentality sometimes. It's really easy to, you know, just start feeling bad for yourself and being like, why couldn't this have worked out? And why couldn't that have worked out? And just, you know, see all the negatives in a situation. So that's been my biggest struggle, I would say, is just overcoming that attitude. And it's not that I can't do things, because someone made a comment saying, you know, you keep saying I can't, which I'm pretty sure I was just like, I said I can't, but what I really mean is I don't want to keep dealing with the same thing, right? And I think a lot of people will get to just wanting like the easy way out, right? Like, I'd much rather just say fix all my problems by just getting a much better paying job and saying that's like the easiest, that seems like the easiest or best solution. But I think, as I mentioned before in some videos, I feel like I've been so focused on making money and so focused on having a better job to fix my problems. This woman walking in the freaking street. And, you know, putting my faith in a job and putting my faith in, you know, well, I just need to make more money and then that will fix my situation. And I know that that's not going to solve my problems, even though that's what it feels like I should be focusing on. But as I've clearly learned from a lot of my situations, is that more money isn't always the solution. I've made more money than I've made now, and I've made less money than I've made now, and still ended up in the same place. So that can't be the solution to everything. Same thing with jobs. I've had a full-time job before. That didn't solve all of my problems either. So just trying to get out of this mindset that, you know, if I just had a better job, or if I was just making more money, then all my problems would go away, because that's not always the solution. And I also think, for me, the bigger issue is I have a lot of I guess somewhat pride. I don't want to say pride, but I guess it kind of is what it is. where it's just like, well, I put myself in this situation, so I have to get myself out of it, and I don't want to have to ask for help or depend on other people, because why should other people, be responsible for problems I created for myself? And I guess that's kind of from a place of pride, even though I just think like I want to be able to solve my own problems without having to ask for help or have to depend on other people. But I haven't been able to solve a lot of my problems on my own thus far, so it's kind of just like thinking I can do everything on my own and not have to depend on other people. And I think part of it is like I don't want to depend on God. And I don't know. I just want to be able to fix my own situation. And I feel like it's like I have to let go of that desire, because it's not helping me. It's not getting me anywhere. It's just making me more and more stressed, because I keep depending on myself to get through things, and myself is not always strong enough. Or I should say, like, I'm more limited. There's more limits on what I can do. Now, as a Christian, I can say, what's that verse? I think it's Luke 1:37. With God, all things are possible. Which is a verse that I do believe. I think it's just easier to say, well, I can do it myself. But sometimes you can't do it yourself, and you have to be willing to let go of what you think. And I've said before, I feel like I'm just fighting against myself at this point, because I don't know why I'm not able to just let go of the things that I want or the things that I think I need. But I think I just have to at this point, because I'm not getting anywhere, and my situation's not gonna get better if I keep, putting my faith in other things and not really trusting God. Like, I know I've already reached, like, my breaking point, but at the same time, it's like I'm not really fully accepting everything. I don't know, guys. I really don't know. Or maybe I do know. My friend tells me to stop saying the phrase I don't know, because you do know. Some cases I do know. I do know what I need to do. It's just, I don't know. I also want to, I think I've clarified this before, because I've said multiple videos basically saying like, oh, I need to trust God to help me through this situation. And someone had kept commenting. I think I might have addressed this before, but I might have addressed it and not actually shared the video. Every time I say trust God, that means I'm trusting God to guide me through my days. It's not saying like God is going to magically change or solve all my problems. Not that God can't, you know. It's saying that trusting God is literally just you stop putting your trust and faith in yourself and in what you think you need and what you think you want. When I say trust God, I'm saying you're trusting God's plan for your life. You're letting God guide you and direct you towards the right path, instead of continuing down whatever path you're doing or whatever you think you need. That's what I mean by trust God, not trust that God's just going to solve everything in the blink of a hand. And I think when you think of God that way and you're still trying to hold on to, you're asking God for what you want instead of asking God to lead you. That is the difference between, you know, faith in God. I feel like some people think of God as like a genie where you just pray and ask him for something and he's gonna magically give it to you. God knows already what you need. He knows what your wants are. What he wants is for you to give him your time and your obedience. And sometimes that's the hardest things to give up. You know, it's not that I can't trust God or don't want to trust God. It's that I'm having a hard time giving up what I think I need and what I want. And truthfully though, I also don't know what to do in a lot of instances. Like, I feel like I'm not really hearing a big I feel like I just don't have a sense of direction right now. Anyways, guys, let me go do this order because I talk too freaking much, and this is probably like the third video I've made this is like the third video I've made today. I need a hush. I do need a hush. Talking too much I don't think that's helping me either.